Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the SPY, the IWM, the Qs, the DIA, the IYT, the USO, the UUP, and the GLD. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly timeframes. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. Go to our website, StockBookie.com, sign up for a free membership. It's free, guys. What are you waiting for? You get more videos like this. You'll get email alerts. You'll get email alerts right before we go and do our live sessions on YouTube Live or whatever it is. And just we're having a lot of fun. We're finding some great trades, making some money. That's what it's all about, guys, trading. So, all right, let's go right to the daily spider. And again, had a jobs report, came in right where they needed to. Came back down on the day. Did we fill the gap? Yeah, we did fill the gap. It did come pierce down, and we bounced right back up. We are holding the 250 retrace and the 750 from the little Fibonacci level here, and right back up. On the day, we were 44 on the Dow, 7 on the S&P, and almost 23 on the Nasdaq. If you look at the 10-minute chart, we'll show you what happened. We had the gap fill right here from yesterday. Pretty much came down, bearish pattern, fell out right into here, 750 retrace, and gap fill, and that was pretty much it. Bounced right back up and closed positive, and again, nothing wrong with the charts, guys. They're just going to keep floating this thing up. We do have 81 million at the close. We had 1 million. We did add an extra 10 million after hours. We're 22 cents down after hours, no big deal. But it looks like the 235.50 number was pegged today, and that's pretty much where they needed to close this thing. So again, nothing wrong. Back above the MA, strong position, but we're in that time frame where anything can happen. Next week is the Yellen meeting. I don't know if she'll be waiting on data anymore. She's going to have to raise it because everyone's for sure. If she doesn't, it might get really, really interesting. But on the weekly as well, a little bit extended from the 20 and the 50 and the 200 MA, especially the 20. It is floating up here. We're trying to get above these trend lines here. It did close below them this week, so nothing yet. 242.39 area, that's the next leg up, and if it continues up, you have a level around 252. 250, the even number is going to be big as well. But at this point, we're just floating around here on the weekly. Nothing to do here yet, guys. We had a nice push up, a little bit of a stall out, and we'll see what happens next week. Watch for volume 2 on the SPY. That's very important. On the daily IWM, a little bit strong, not strong today, but 60 cents up. It caught a bid. It came right back down, filled the gap yesterday. They held it, popped above the line, this trend line here. That was a channel that has been going up and down in right here before it broke up into the 140. Chop, chop, chop. Came right back in, right back below the 50 MA. Still in a weak stance. I'm looking for more sideways action in the next week and then possibly, excuse me, the next move down. And if you're bullish, you need to get back above the moving averages and then shoot up for the 140 area. Once it gets there, we'll see if we could pop through and go higher. If it does go higher, you're looking at 42, 43, 145, even numbers, and possibly 150. One step at a time, guys. Right now, it's a little bit weak, and it is lagging, like we've talked about in the past, when it was lagging, and then it took off, and then it started catching up with the rest of the indexes. But again, everything else is making right up at the highs. This one was pulling back nice, so you have to keep an eye on that. Weekly chart, same thing. Right into that trend line. That was the upper one that it was chopping, slightly bullish. Pops up, goes back into the 140, a little bit of a topping tail here, comes back in with some follow through. Volume wasn't bad, wasn't the best, but you did get a little more volume on the selling this week, so you have to respect the fact that it could possibly sell off a little more. But again, nothing wrong. Weekly chart above the MAs, just slightly pulling back, but again, you don't want to wake up and we're just crashing. It could happen, guys. We did a great live session today. Went about 4.5 hours, went through a bunch of stocks, added some positions to our Twitter page, some swing trades, and Alta we went short, and what was the other one? MTN, I think it was Vail Resorts or something at all-time highs. We're looking for all-time highs, guys. High flyers, and we're starting to short those. So again, Q's daily chart, nothing wrong. Consolidating like it's done the last 10 times. Killing the puts, taking them out, bouncing up to all-time highs. Let's see if we stay up here above the MAs, which is in a great position. If it starts to trickle down, just be aware that this thing could go down fast and furious. I wouldn't rule out 117 out of in the cards. Weekly chart, same thing, nothing wrong. Chopping up, gets to the all-time high. Didn't break through on this candle, but nothing wrong above the MAs. Still strong. Got to respect it. But you just got to keep your eye on these markets, guys. Still light volume. Watch for heavier volume next week. We got Janet Yellen coming in, and we'll see what lip service she gives us. The DIA, same thing. We had a nice push up on the weekly, came right back in. Now we're just chopping around here sideways. We did pull back though on the daily, but on the weekly, nothing wrong. Still above the MAs. A little bit stretched. I would expect a little bit of a pullback. We'll see if we get it. Honestly, I think we could get maybe a $10 pullback, which isn't much. But hey, for me, I'll take what they give us at this point. Daily chart, same thing. Like I said, we are pulling back a little bit. We did fill the gap here. We bounced up on the jobs number. Never got back above this red candle. Still okay above the MA. Slightly bearish, but we need more information next week to see if it's setting up for the next leg down. So be aware of that. Watch for volume as well. The IYT. This is another one. Well, we got back above the 50 MA, but this one was a little bit weak last week, while the other ones were staying a little bit buoyant. So it did come down here, fill the gap, did get the bounce. They closed it above the 50 because they're getting it above the MAs. Everyone thinks it's bullish. So, hey, pop it above and tell everybody it's great again. So this one was a little bit stronger than all of them. Kind of had to save the day because, we don't want this one going down too fast and furious. Remember, IWM and the IYT are the transports. These start lagging. That's not going to be good. That's going to be one of the sirens for the market saying, hey, something's going on here. So got to be aware. But again, they popped it above, saved the day. Now you're looking for another retrace possibly into this area. If it just kind of chops around on the 50 MA on the daily, then you're looking for more possible downside. So you got to keep an eye on that. Weekly chart, again, nice little pullback, retraced up to the top, a little tail here, came right back in with some follow through. And, again, holding the 167.79 right there. We need more information on the charts, and then we can figure out which way we go. Again, above the MA, still strong. Nothing wrong with these charts. Now, USO, on the other hand, just another beatdown day. So this is the weekly. I'm going to do the weekly first on this one. So let's open this one up a little bit. And wow, what a week on the USO. We are into some pretty good support down here. We did fill a gap. But on the daily will show we bounced up yesterday and we came right back in. So this little bearish pattern here where it's up, down, sideways consolidation here, still bullish but slightly bearish, but the bearish pattern is taking over. And we did crack through this trend line too, which is a big spot here. We cracked through that and keep running. We're definitely going lower prices ahead. But we're still in some support. We still haven't confirmed down underneath this trend line, so it doesn't mean it can't reverse and go right back up. So let's keep an eye on that. But let me tell you, this starts coming in. Gold was starting to come in. Silver, the commodities, you got to keep an eye on this. These can be talking to us, guys, as well as the IWM and the IYT. So just beware. Remember, everyone in the beginning of the year was all bullish on oil, and you look like started going up and OPEC, and then look right back up and right back down. So be careful. We're still channeling up in these areas. You still have a channel down here. So do we test the $9.60, $10 even number? We'll see next week. I'm thinking we have lower prices to come. So just beware. That sell-off this last week, that was a pretty good sell-off on oil. Just out of the blue too, which was crazy. I'm loving it. We were in the SEO. We took half off of that trade today, and we're going to keep riding it. But here's the little pivot down here. We still have a gap fill in the 750 retrace, and we do have a big gap fill at 987. At this point, we're 30 cents away. I think we can go one more time, maybe even test the lows down here and then possibly bounce. Markets start to break down. This will be going lower. So just be careful, guys. If you are long oil from the talking heads on CNBC, tighten those stops and just try to ride it out. Now, on the other hand, the dollar today was down 18 cents. I mean, look at this downfall on the dollar. So job numbers comes out, dollar gets weak, where oil should have spiked and it didn't. And even gold should have spiked too on the dollar down, and it was a slow grind. So there's some positions being taken here. Central banker manipulation. Possible institutional money and manipulations. Somebody trying to keep this dollar down a little bit. Dollar down, markets seem to be going up. That's intact a little bit. There's a couple other things with that, but we'll talk about that another time. So right now we're into support with the 50 MA. almost filled the gap down here. So we have good support down in this area. So let's see if we just keep chopping around here. And then maybe the next leg up, if it does get below here, we're probably going to test this low pivot right around 25.93, 26 area. And then you got some gaps to fill down in here. And then ultimately double bottom at 25.65. If it gets down there, I might even be a buyer of the dollar ready for the next leg up. But again, one day at a time, nice pullback on the dollar, chopping around still in a slight bullish pattern. You have to respect that. Weekly chart, same thing, but this one's a little bit bearish on the weekly, and it's trying to go up. We'll keep a close eye on this. We are down, we are sideways. You are sideways, so not on the bigger chart though. Doesn't mean we can't retrace one more time and then come back in. So we'll keep a close eye on this one. They're kind of shucking and jiving and trying to get positions in here and dollar up, oil up, dollar down, oil up, dollar down, oil down. It's all over the place. Gold should be going. So it's like, holy cow, what is going on here? So we'll keep an eye on this one next week. We'll probably get the same action with the Fed going in. They'll come in with the central bankers and do their manipulation. So at this point, it's anyone's game on these charts. But just got to follow and get the pieces of the puzzle every day. And whatever the market gives us, guys, that's how we're going to trade. We can't make this stuff up. So, and then gold, you know what? Not bad. I wish it would have closed above the weekly 20 MA. It barely closed below it, so you have to respect that. But there's some more support here too. After a big, move up like this into resistance, you'd expect the pullback. And how low will we go? We could actually go to 112.84, or maybe this area here around 113.72. At this point, we went into here. Let's see if we bounce next week. It's really hard to say. Come Wednesday with Janet and talking, anything's possible in these markets, guys. If we shoot up one more time, I'll be adding more shorts up at the top again. And if stuff comes in, I'll be covering shorts and taking the money and running. We take the money and run. That's what we do here. But gold, I like the fact that we closed inside this bar. Still a little bit weak, back below the 50 MA here, but we still have a gap to fill down here. And then the low pivots down here at 112.78, which we could still get to possibly. You still have some gaps to fill down here too, so you have to be aware of that. But let's see, one step at a time here. Let's see if we go back the other way. We're hitting the 20 MA on the weekly chart. That's going to help some support here and possibly push this back up. So we'll see. Nothing wrong with gold. And just one more here before we get off the mic. JNUG, a lot of people have been talking about this one. This one caught a pretty nice bid here, guys, up almost 15% today. So you have to be aware that people are starting to buy a little bit of gold here, or the JNUG. They're starting to think, oh my gosh, this could be it. This could be the bullish point. So looks like a little of accumulation here. Now we got a little bit of a push. So the guys who were shorting it, maybe getting a little squeeze out from the market makers. And we'll see if they could keep squeezing. And then if you get some people buying on board. But right now, not bad. Daily chart. Still down, still a little bit sideways, still not out of the woods here. I want to see it close above this big red bar, then this red bar, and then attack this area around $9. If we could get past that, then I think in this one, gold gets ripping, we could get, double top and maybe the 200 moving average up here around $15. So, but one step at a time. If this does go lower, you filled the gap here, you got a gap, and then you have double bottom here at 375. At 375, I might even take a stab at this. If it goes up now, it's going up without me. I still have a gold position in around 110.27, I think it is. And we're doing fine with that one. If it comes down a little bit more, I'll start adding more. I don't care. I'm a gold bug. I think it's time for gold's going to be taken off. So that's how I'm playing this. All right, guys, that's it for today. We did a great live session. If you want to join us, sign up for my free membership on my website, StockBookie.com. It's free, guys. Sign up. You'll get email alerts. You get trade ideas. You get the live session. You'll get the email right before we go live. It's been great. We've been finding great trades, and we've been just ripping up these markets and making money. So, all right, guys, thanks again for coming to my videos, watching all my stuff. And, we'll see what happens next week with Janet Yellen, and we'll take it from there. Again, thanks for watching. God bless. See you on the charts.